when do they actually buy food? So it was typically seen that during winters, since it being a low in temperature and all, people normally avoid cooler and fruit cooler. Because this is typically the time it's winter starts, like October, November, December, and then post February starts picking up because of the temperature rises. So probably in that time, in this grid, we should tell you the months of air, as in which are the months when they are more heavy. That's why we can figure out. So I think probably July, August, September can be a good time because that's the time when most amount of drink consumption comes. So probably in that case, what I'll do is I'll probably start advertising maybe in June. And people start getting aware, then probably my consumption would pick up in July. And again, I'll take a break once the sales pick up, and again, I'll take probably a break and then again come back. Not good. Okay. Now, this is defining the consumer's life cycle, which I was constantly mentioning. This is how, whenever any kind of a brief or any kind of a activity that you're planning to do, or whenever you're defining your consumers in the head, even in classroom or even otherwise, you should always create an imagery of your consumer, as in what does he do all the time. So this helps you understand this thing. Like he goes in the morning, he has his breakfast, reads his newspaper, updates himself. Then he goes to work, drives, again, radio is on, the radio on. In office, checks emails. So, see, automatically what is happening is you're getting a touch points. You're getting various media vehicles set right at that. So, you know what will work with. Then, in office, he checks his mail, goes to business lunches, settles all his paperwork at home. He's like trying to spend time with family. Probably that's when he will not make this. Then it's very irritating for the financial guys. That's why I call work. At home, early in the evening, having dinner with family, maybe going out. At home, night watching TV with his family, supervising kids at school work. And at night, surfing the net maybe for something. That's how like the whole, this is in a much concise manner though. But this will help you understand as to how it does that. Now this is just as an example, it's more like an example in which where you should go, what the best time to reach the consumer. Probably when he's at his work, because his concentration and his receptiveness at that is very high. Then this is actually a best time. If you plot based on this grid, like this time is in a work mind phase. This time it's very high. Your business mind is your work mind, working frame mind. It's very high. And this is again very high concentration, which is relaxing your mind. So it has to be somewhere in the middle. If you plot a block of time, like this is the time when he doesn't want to do it. Like totally flexible. This is probably he might think about doing something because he's probably just entered his office. Maybe. Boss is hiring him to this. So maybe you can then you have to figure it out which is the right time you can actually. So this is the area between that phase. Probably this can be something like when he's probably just finished his work and he's catching up with his friends outside on a break. That's why we can work. This is just understanding. Like as I said, when you also do it for genres and channels and everything, you also see which time actually is more interesting.
People buy last day to get clear.
This is how it works. So this is like good morning. So this is what typically happens in a business mission. This is when he starts getting into the mode. General business. So in the morning, general interest news will become bigger, but probably in the evenings, it's then probably people want to use that information. So this also helps because then in this case, business newsletters you would have taken probably at this time back. Whereas in the general interest news, you're not taking this time, you're probably taking this time because your viewership is much higher than that. Prime time is again one concept which will keep on changing depending upon what mode in which you are target audience. For example, again a very good story of this. Movies, English movies, earlier, the myth was, and that's how they used to operate. They used to think 9 o'clock is their prime time shows, which everyone prime time shows you automatically would realize which is being promoted the most on a movie channel, which used to be 9 o'clock. Nowadays you must notice that it is shifted to 11 o'clock. The reason being, movie channels, English movie channels, they used to take a lot of hit during 9 o'clock because of the Hindi GCs. Because at the time when whatever the lady of the house or your family, whoever, is more tuned to that. Because English movies is very tuned to a male viewership. There's a lot of women viewership as well, but it's very high on male viewership. Movies they have, I mean, those are the male brands. If you see, they have almost all the male brands, like perfumes, cars, automobiles. They're all there. Financials. So they shifted their prime time slot to 11. Now, media weights is something, as in what kind of a weightage, as in what kind of a percentage allocations or however in terms of reach, in terms of money, are you going to set for the various mediums. This again, you have to keep the reach curve in mind, which I will come back to later. What is reach curve? And you have to check what is your share of voice available. I told you sometime back. Share of voice can be in terms of print, in terms of print actually it won't be share of voice. It will be more like, see like in television you can do a post-campaign analysis. In print or any other video, print you definitely can't do. Okay, in print you can only create its estimation कि मेरा इतना आएगा, पर उतना आया कि नहीं आया you cannot measure. So in that case you do an SOE in that case. That's a share of expenditure. It's not share of voice. And then we go on to the scheduling part of it. Scheduling would be like I want to phase my campaign now. Do I want a high peak in the beginning and then phase off with lesser number of ads toward the end? Or I want to do it the other way around. That's scheduling. That's again a very strategic thing. लोगों को लगता है कि कहीं भी कैसे भी नाटक चलेगा, पर वैसा नहीं है because there has to be a thought to it. As in not of for example a mutual fund. If it's a close-ended offer, they would be very high towards it. Because that's a time when they expect the sales to happen because it's a close-ended. Okay? But at FMCG will follow more of flatter and even form of a curve. Okay? Now this is something which is called a frequency estimate. And this is something which we have designed and stuck out. A lot of offices also follow this. But they have different ways of measuring. Now this is called as Apollo, which creates basically it's a Stockholm proprietary thing which creates estimation for your reach levels and how many levels. Okay, as I was mentioning that other time, if it's a new, see all these attributes will be these are all weighted averages. Now what this is your range for your one time ad, 2 times, 3 times, how many times, 1 time you see. For the audience to explore. In this case, these are certain categories which are there, which will again give. These are all self-filled. Okay, so automatically it's like a weighted thing. This is like a weightage which is okay, which you plot here. Now what happens is, for example, so take into consideration brand's life cycle, brand's objective, ad stock, and this is the historic advertising which they have done, receptiveness to the target. Whether that means brand actually I have to explain how it works in that brand. Brand life cycle is how old is the brand, how evolved is the brand. For example, if I am doing a Lifebuoy ad which people already know, then probably I don't need to be very high on importance. As in I don't need to have very high in terms of objective. It is a fairly known brand. Brand objective would be, what do I want to achieve? Do I want to achieve very high visibility, or whether I want to have achieve an okay visibility? Ad stock is whether the same advertising has been shown in the past or it's not been shown in the past. Then receptiveness to the target would be how clear and how communicative is my ad. And then we go on to the involvement level of the category, as in what kind of a category is it? I mean, if it's a very what do you call that, high involvement category, low involvement would be, high involvement would be a lot of thinking that goes into it. You want quickly purchase. A financial category, a financial product would be a high involvement category, where you actually don't switch over very fast. Then marketing and media factors, which would be competitive clutters, media clutters, marketing support. Okay, now based on all these parameters, you'll be setting your weights. However, this is like judgmental, based on whatever weights you use. Based on which these range of this is always by default be 1, because 1 corresponds to a count. Okay? So based on which these numbers will be assigned. Then again, this is something which is like a weighted average thing which is happening. Now this is again something which is assigned to yourself. This is already there. 1, 1.5, whatever those weightages is already there. Now this will be something which will assign to you based on, for example, if there's a high clutter, advertising clutter, in this case it is 1, which means it's a very high cluttered advertising. In that case, you will probably want more number of views for that. In that case, I will give it probably a 4. I think this is 4 here. This is 4. Now, if, for example, if my ad is already a historic ad, then this wouldn't have been required. This wouldn't have been required. This would have probably gone to it's already a historical ad, people have already seen it some months back. Okay? And therefore, we arrive at this number. These are the weighted averages which are weighing it out. You know what's a weighted average form, right?
Like we are given a weight of 1.5.
Yeah.
Maintaining share is high range, 5 range.
So what a weighted average does is this into this plus this into this plus this into this. That's what a weighted average will do. Therefore, you are at 4 plus 3 plus 8. So one audience has to see that at least 4 times. Reach saturation curve, which I just mentioned. Now, see, basic statistics says beyond a certain point, a curve has to drop because it reaches a stagnation. Now, this is what is happening. See, it's picking up. These are your GRP levels, tops. Okay. And this is your effective frequency level. As in your percentage levels. These are your frequency 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus H. These are your 1. This is your 1 plus curve. Oh, sorry, this is a 1 plus curve. This is a 3 plus curve. This is a 4 plus curve. So you see, slowly, this is the portion where they actually start narrowing. The reason being, here, the 1 plus audience is much higher. As and when your GRP goes on increasing, that means your number of field of activity goes on increasing, your 1 plus starts dropping after this point. Because people have already seen it in the first 2 weeks only, your first 1 week only. This is probably the third. So suppose this is week 1, this is week 2. Okay. Now this period of people have already seen the week 1. Again, you are there on week 2. So obviously this gap starts increasing. This starts increasing because the same guys you have seen in week 1 are again seen in the week 2. And there will be a point in which this will actually start plateauing. So that is known as optimizing a reach. Is when your reach starts plateauing, that means you are not adding on to it. Okay, I'll tell you what happened. Again, this is a good example. Suppose you have X, Y, Z, A. There are 7 programs happening on X number of days. Now all these guys, suppose this guy adds 10 people, this guy adds 120 people, this guy adds 50 people, this guy adds 5 people. So all these guys will keep on adding to the other. Okay. Now, in this case, what happens is when you see your reach levels, whenever you're making a plan, when you see your reach levels, so there's something called a sorted on date, and you have to check it out. Date wise, what is it build up? What is the build up? Build up is nothing but checking, has this added anything to this one? Okay. Has this again added to this one? Has every spot, are they adding to the next spot? A lot of times what happens is, although, for example, this category will be 5. Okay. Now, absolute number times, we are reaching out to more number of people, but what happens is, those people who, suppose for example, this is 120, does not necessarily mean it is for X. These 120 can also happen from the past time. Somewhere down. It's just, see what happens is, in the long stretch, there's some chotu 1,000 people, 500 people, 10 people, doesn't add up. Now the base is big, right? It's a millions. So automatically what happens is, your number, build-up number, doesn't show much. So in that case, whichever spot or whichever section where the build-up is not happening, you can choose to ignore. Because that's the time when you need to stop. Because it's not affecting your plan, it's not benefiting your plan. Okay. Now that's benchmarking. Then again, this is for understanding purposes. We have 3 types of media images. One is CS, that is cable and satellite. One is non-cable and satellite, the DDs. And this is integrated, which means both. There are households which also have DD and satellite in an area. Suppose one household has satellite, one household has DD, but both are integrated. In that case, you use an integrated audience. This is something which is called the activity flowchart. See, after your plan, once you have finalized your plan, once you have chosen the media audience, suppose these are your period months, and you have spends allotted for each media vehicles, then you will be phasing it out. This is the kind of phasing that I do per week. Then next part of it was an end, which comes is the media buying, which is a very, very crucial part of it. How well you have used the mediums? Have you exploited the medium well enough? Are they any kind of innovative use of the medium that you do? What kind of a split, as in day part split, as in कौन सा time band में कितना पैसा डालना है? All these things are finally designed by the buying group. A lot of channels or publications can have a role. You have to contribute this much of money to get this much of dispersion ratios. And then you go on to, then you do a post-eval again. Post-eval as in, see, once you make the plan, you have to see how the plan is performing. Right? And once you buy, even after that you have to see the plan. Because once you're planning, you're not planning on actual rates. You're planning on an estimated rate. But when you're buying at a very different rate. It's much lesser rate than actual. So in that case, the evals would also change. Then you go to the evaluation part. How typically a deal plan somebody would do that. It's a evaluable plan. It's like so many spots, so much of cost, therefore this much GRP. Basically your average commercial duration. So in GRP there are your normalized GRPs and PRP. Therefore your evaluation. This is how when you plan, this is how you do it. This is how plan. Average operator C, reach. In this case, you don't have GRPs, of course. You have the ODS, that's average operator C. You have reach levels. So you have negotiated rate, you have actual rates, target rates. This is how pre versus post. When you plan versus actual execution. This actually I will show it in more details when I take a case study, which is a short little case study. Well, that's it. Okay, quickly, just the next 10 minutes I'll finish up one case. just give you an understanding as to how it is actually done. So this is an annual strategy which we have prepared. Now, see, these are the factors which were considered. The advertising scenario, then there was a competitive understanding, then we set the objectives, and then it was channel selection process, there was role of other media, and then activity schedule and balancing. So this is now how normally it would happen. You have competitive benchmarking where you create benchmark based upon what your competition is doing. Thereby, you have to correlate that with SWOT level awareness. SWOT level awareness is something which the client would give it to you, either through a research agency they do it or through data agencies they do it. Again, SWOT awareness is again total unaided recall awareness which a consumer will have. Now that's a measurement which is again a function of GRPs and sales support functions is there. So what happens is this is normally considered because you have to consider the benchmark for some kind of move. So as I told you, in order to move one level of spontaneous awareness, there's an X number of GRPs that needs to be plugged in that we have to calculate. Now what happens is, as your spontaneous level, spont awareness levels goes high, you need even more number of GRPs to increase it. Because your level of awareness is already pretty high. So in order to increase it even more, you need to plug in a lot of more. And then we want the frequency estimation at what frequency should they operate, and then we want to reach curve for it. See, I'll just glance through it because only for understanding. This is how you normally see the category changes, spends, and then you go into which 10 categories have advertised in whichever period, whichever product group they have advertised. Then you go to competitive benchmark. This is like an important step because this will tell you as to the difference in media versus the previous year. I'll tell you why this is important because once you go to the next level of spont level understanding, see what it does is, despite in this period of the year there was no activity, as I told you in the recession period, but in spite of that the activity picked up. The abnormal growth was primarily due to the category picking up as such. But there is a correlation which will happen. Now, a brand's level of awareness can go up on a lot of cases. If the mother brand is advertising, automatically there is a rub-off effect on the other brand. Then, beyond which, see, this will help you understand. This is a chart which you will find out based on few competitors which you have identified. Based on what levels are they operating. In this case, what it was found was ICICI, for example, was maximum GRP level they were operating over the problem. Whereas the HDFC was operating in 900. So you